this is Kay Burgess with Group Alpha. I'm getting ready to call my friends on Google Hangout so we can collaborate together on our final project, which just so happens to be about Google Hangout. We're going to tell you a few of the pros and cons that we've encountered over this semester as we've worked together on our projects across the state. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Hi. I've got my Camtasia going, so we're being recorded right now.
Oh, yay.
So you guys have to be on your best behavior, okay?
Well, I will say you're lucky. I had pajamas on today because it was pajama day at school. So when Mandy said that last night in the email, I cracked up laughing. I had to rush home and get dressed really quick. That's why I have a hat.
That's awesome.
I had frog pajamas on.
Well, that would have been perfect. Okay, Mandy, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I
barely made it.
All right, I was just telling everybody I have my Camtasia on, so I'm recording this so we can use this for our video. So what I thought we would do is go around and have you guys share a little bit about Google Hangout, what you think of it, how it's worked for us, some things for everyone to think about that goes along with our presentation, or whatever you think is important that everyone needs to know. Okay? No pressure. No pressure.
I like it. I think it's nice to be able to see people and talk to them kind of face to face as much as possible.
Yeah, it's been such a practical way for our group to work together. It's made it a lot easier.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. And once we actually got every kink worked out so far that we've come across, it works out really well for all of us to be able to see each other, maintain conversations, and talk about it rather than type it all out, which I think is a lot easier. The headphones are working awesome.
Yes.
And I think just our conversations flow a lot better this way.
Yeah, I think we need to mention that the first time that we hung out together, we didn't use headphones and we had all the echoing. And so we've kind of learned from our first mistake, and we use headphones now so we don't have that echoing that goes on along forever and ever. Anybody else? What do you guys think?
It's been easy. It's been fun.
And I like that it's able to put a face to a name, so we don't just see a picture. We actually get to see each other and kind of meet each other, if you want to call it meeting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps with the transactional distance that we've learned about in the early on in the semester.
I agree. You guys are so quiet tonight.
Have any of you guys been able to use this in your classroom yet, or any of the ways that we've talked about? Because I know I plan on organizing some kind of guest speaker soon, but haven't gotten to use it yet.
We used it with the San Diego Zoo with
neat.
the story Ivan, the one and only Ivan. Have you guys read that book?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gracie, go on. The San Diego Zoo talked to a few of the fifth grade classrooms to just kind of talk to us about what it was like, how similar was the book to what actually occurred with Ivan, and it worked out really well. Kids were able to have conversations and ask questions. You didn't have to wear the headphones, but we only had probably 6 people involved, but the kids were so quiet and so engrossed in what was going on that they weren't shouting out, so you didn't have the echo and the issues like things that we've had. And I don't know if it was a distance relationship to where the class set to the laptop, but it worked really nice being able to pull in experts and have kids really be engaged in it and learn from it. So it's definitely something worth using.
Yeah.
I think it was just because Kim's house is haunted.
Yeah,
that too. That could be.
Actually, I did read about the headphones in another blog, so it wasn't just us, and it wasn't just your house, Kim.
Okay, good to know.
And just for recording's sake, as this recording is going on, every time anybody speaks, you notice the picture changes. So that's just for the recording, is whoever is making the noise, it's automatically going to show their picture. So that's just for our video sake as well. Okay. Anybody else? Have you guys, Amanda or Kim, have you guys used it in your class? Or Kim said you said you're going to do it with a group already.
I want
Mandy?
to find a way, right? Yeah.
I haven't yet, but I probably will at some point or another. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah. Mandy, have you been able to use it besides with our group?
No, but I was thinking that it might be something good to try and incorporate. We're doing planning on our communication group at work. And I was thinking maybe for the 14-15 school year, trying to set up a Google Hangout for some parents and students to be able to join who have questions about whatever financial aid things are going on.
That's a good idea. Well,
That's really cool. Oh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kim.
Well, it's okay. In the winter, we have some really great readers theaters that our third grade classrooms do, and one of the ideas I kept seeing was connecting with another class and watching it that way. So instead of inviting each other into other classrooms, we might go ahead and try to do it on Google Hangouts and have it be more like a movie instead of a play in front of the traditional way of doing readers theater.
That's neat. That's a neat idea.
I'm hoping that works out.
That's a neat idea. Well, I told you guys that some of our elementary teachers, because our buildings are so far away, they get together on Google Hangout and do their PLC time together. And then some of our principals are doing the same thing, and some of our elementary librarians too. So it's just a way for them all to be able to connect without having to physically be in the same building, because they are quite a distance away from each other. Okay.
We did that during the summer with our pilot with the Chromebooks that we were piloting, and able to talk to the different teachers. Some used iPad, some used Chrome, and some used the Apple books. And we were able to all share and collaborate the information that we were gathering and have quick little meetings before school started. And then kids were also able to call each other. We did a project-based learning thing during the summer, and so they got into their little small groups, and they would call each other during the work time and collaborate and be able to have that conversation going, even though they were just in the next room. We didn't have to bring 30 more kids into the classroom. So it is really pretty practical, easy, user-friendly for the kids to be able to navigate and get on and call kids, especially if they know their email addresses. So I think it's a great tool, free too.
Right,
that.
definitely. Well, and did I tell you that in our preschool department, we have various different preschools in a couple of different buildings. And there was one little girl who was moving from one preschool to another, and the preschool teachers had just learned how to use the Google Hangout. And they were going to get on and introduce the girl in her old preschool to the students in her new preschool before she actually moved there. So then she was going to be part of the group before she actually got there, which I thought was a really neat idea.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And you could do that if you've got kids that are moving from building to building, because we do have that in our district. They might move just from one area of town to another, which means they have to move to a different building. So introduce them before they actually have to go to that building. That way they're part of that group even before they get there.
That's a really cool idea.
Great idea.
I thought it would be good for parent-teacher conferences because there's a lot of deployed parents, and so I know the military a lot of times would have stuff set up where if your spouse was deployed, you could go to the family center and they would set up the connection so you could Skype or something like that. But now with this being so easily accessible, and you know, I don't want to date myself, but that was years ago. And anyway, I think that would be really good for some parents who can't be there, or even if they have something going on at work where between the time it would take them to drive to the school and get to the classroom and everything, plus it might make it shorter for teachers. I know some parents, you have to push them out of your classroom with a broom or something.
Exactly.
They don't want to leave.
Right. Well, and there could be those parents who maybe are even in the hospital or just homebound themselves and they can't make it into the classroom. So what a great tool to use with them too.
And I have a student this year with leukemia who will be missing some school when for some of her treatment, she misses a couple days at a time. So I'm interested in trying this with her. And I know that she would get a kick out of it too. She loves being on the computer. She hates missing out. So it'd be cool for me to talk to her one-on-one, but for her to also talk to the class while she's gone.
I think it's a neat idea.
Yeah.
Okay, any other words of wisdom, a little bit of advice before I cut off the recording?
The only thing is, what we discovered that might be a hindrance is like UCM's accounts are hooked
Right.
up to where we can't. So we all had to create our own Gmail accounts to be able to do that through a different one. And so that's one thing that, the university, they want to use the Google Drive and the Gmail and everything for us, but it was kind of not convenient for us to not be able to have that feature
Exactly.
accessible.
Yeah.
So that would be a question that I would ask the tech people at UCM, what is the pullback of having that Google Plus account added for student convenience to do this?
Good idea. Good point.
And to piggyback on that, my school district has it blocked as well, which is why we had issues that first week. So certain school districts may have it blocked, which means it shouldn't be a problem to get it cleared with the tech people, but it's definitely a hindrance.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I know we asked my husband what the reason was, and I know he said that it is paid for and it could be used, but I can't remember. I must have started tuning him out for a while. But I can't remember what he said. I want to say it was something about they can't support all of the features, so they had to pick and choose which ones they were going to turn on.
Okay.
That might have been what it was.
All right.
I'm not positive.
It's not too bad to just get a personal account, and most of us had one anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it worked for us. We were able to work around that. Okay.
I'm glad we did.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to everybody because I'm gonna shut off the recording and I'm gonna be able to put this. We're not gonna go away. I'm just gonna shut off the recording. So everybody say goodbye to the class.
Bye.
Well, that just about does it for Group Alpha. We just finished our Google Hangout, finished collaborating on our final project, and you've heard a few of the pros and cons that we've encountered this semester. If you haven't tried using Google Hangout, I really highly recommend it. It's a great tool to use with your family, with your friends, with your students. It's fun, it's easy to use, and best of all, it's free. So that does it for Group Alpha. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation. Thanks.